So everybody knows we're on the new numeric grading system. We've been on it in the high school now for the last couple of years. A lot of our new students to high school don't understand how it works, and they think that because they got, you know, a D, and a D, there's no way that they can fail the class. Well, that's absolutely not true, and I'm going to go over how the numeric grading system works with you guys a little bit, give you a couple of examples so you can understand how it actually works. So you actually receive points towards your final grade every quarter, and those points are cumulative. So to receive an A for the year, you need a cumulative 360 quality points. For B, 320 quality points. For a C, 280 quality points. And for a D, you need a total of 240 points. So if you got a 92, an 87, and an 88 during the first 3 quarters of a class, you have a total of 267 points. And to get an A, you would still need to get a 93 during the fourth quarter in order to get an A in that class. Also, if you had a 65, a 48, and a 53, now that's 2 E's and a D. So you would think that all you would need to do is just get another D and you would pass. Well, that's not the case. So 65, 48, and 53 add up to 166 quality points. And you still need 240 to pass, so you would need another 74. So you need a C, 74 points, at least 74 points during fourth quarter in order to pass that class for the year. So there's nothing worse than working hard the entire year and then failing the course by a couple of points and then having to repeat that course again, which again places you on a holding pattern. So make sure that you know where you stand and all of your courses by doing that simple math. Again, 240 for a D, 280 for a C, 320 for a B, and 360 for an A. Recovery packets are available in English 9 and 10, algebra, U.S. history, and biology. If you got at least a 40 during a quarter this school year, if you didn't pass it, but you got at least a 40, you can get the recovery packet and do it and then have your grade changed to a 60 for that quarter. So if you're failing those courses, make sure that you get with your teachers to get the recovery packet. You have to have gotten at least a 40 for that quarter. So the last thing I'll talk to you about today is advocating for yourself as a student. This is very important because as young adults, you need to know how to advocate for yourselves when you're going into jobs, as when you start handling business as young adults. You need to know how to position yourself so that you can be successful. So first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to establish or reestablish a rapport with your teachers based on respect. So just like when you're dealing with your boss, let's say that you had some rough time when you first got to the job or during some period, you need to reestablish a positive rapport with your boss. And in the classroom, your boss is the teacher. So going to them and having conversations in a manner that's respectful, that kind of lets them know that you are very interested and making sure that you improve your grade during the fourth quarter and that you need their support in order to do so. You can do that through reintroducing yourself in an email. You can just have a quick conversation after class. But just establish with your teachers a rapport that, you understand that they are in control. It's their classroom, and you are there to learn from them. And you're going to do whatever's necessary to ensure that you have the opportunity to do that. So that'll take you a long way. It may seem like something very simple. I know a lot of young adults have a problem with humbling themselves in that manner, but understand that humility is an outstanding quality to have. And most people that found themselves in successful positions as adults understand the power of humility and humbling yourself to people in authority so that you can kind of get what you need in order to be successful. So when you go to them, make sure that you ask specific questions to ask. When you start advocating with the teacher, don't just say, I got a D, I don't understand why I have a D, or I don't get what you just taught. Make sure that you can structure your questions so that they're specific, so that you can receive specific responses from the teacher about how you can improve your status either with a certain concept or with your overall grade. So rather than say, I got a D, I don't understand why I got a D, say something like, well, you know, I see that my quarter average is 63, and it looks like my test average is around 52. What can I do to help prepare myself to be more successful in your exams? Or what can I do to help raise my test average? Is there any extra assignments that I could do? And understand that they don't have to provide you with makeup work or extra assignments or extra credit, but if you ask, it can't hurt. So when you position yourself, put yourself in a posture of humility, and you ask specific questions, then you get the type of support that you need as a student. So also make sure that you take a professional approach to these conversations. So a lot of times teachers are very busy between classes, and they can't really get into having specific conversations with you around your performance. So the best way to do it is to just simply send them an email. And don't send it from your, well, I'm not going to say not to, but I would prefer that you did not send it from your little fun email address, getting it in 1234@gmail. Nah, don't send it from that email address, because first of all, they may not know who you are. Every student in Prince George's County Public Schools has their own email address. And it's normally it's the first name / last name @pgcps.org or something along those lines. And you just need to, if you don't know what it is, find out what it is. Once you find out what it is, send an email to your teacher kind of describing what your concern is. If you haven't received a response from that teacher within 2 days, copy that teacher, send it back to them, and then copy your grade level administrator, who can then help to advocate on your behalf if you're not receiving a response. After a couple days you haven't received anything, then copy me, and I'll make sure that you receive a response. It's very important that when you're conducting yourself as a professional, that you understand that there's expectations across the board. So if you write a correspondence, you should expect that you receive some type of response. It may not be what you want to hear, but you do deserve a response and some type of support in order to help you to respond in that manner. So make sure that you include your parents in the process as well, but do also understand as young adults that it falls squarely on your shoulders now. You're not in elementary or middle school anymore. They can't come up here and always be your advocate. You're in the classroom every day, so you need to be the one who is putting yourself in a position to be your own best advocate. So with that being said, we're going to focus on these next 8 weeks. I know that we have grade level assemblies coming up. I know the Wiz is starting on Thursday. We're looking forward to the Wiz. Ease on down that road myself and check out the Wiz on Friday evening. So looking forward to those things. Spring sports are in place. So track and baseball and softball and what else? What am I missing? What other spring sports are there? Track, baseball, softball, tennis. Yeah, one of my favorites. Tennis is in play right now, so make sure that you go out and support your Jaguars and everything that they do. That being said, I'm your principal, Mr. Brown. Don't have a good week. Have a great week. Thank you.